Do you know the feeling of walking into a room and then someone reads your energy? They literally almost know who you are and how you are. And they look at you, they notice you, they kind of understand you, but you haven't really said anything to them. I'm not talking about an old friend. I'm not talking about people that already know you. I'm talking about sometimes it happens that other people will read your energy without you saying a single thing. They kind of just feels your vibe. Well, I want to talk about this today. If you don't know who I am, I'm Mark Barner. I'm an educated clairvoyant. I talk about how to live a healthier life through spirituality and tools that we can use to recognize the power we have within. As an empath, I'm aware that I can read people as they enter a room. I don't always do that because that's also a lot of hard work. But while I was driving here in my car, I had a good conversation with one of my friends online, and we had this conversation about actually some people can feel your energy even if you aren't really sharing anything, and you sit at a table. And sometimes I think you can remind yourself of this. You probably tried this as well. You meet someone and they're like radiant. They're not saying anything, but the way that they move, or the way that they don't say anything, or the way that they just say very little, it's like intriguing and it's interesting, and you are drawn to them somehow. This energy of being outgoing and speaking a lot, that's something I have. I speak a lot and I share a lot. Of course, I can go to dinners and events or whatever and then not say much, but people still kind of like me. But what I find really interesting is that sometimes I don't say anything, but I draw people in, and I'm not aware why and what it is with my energy that day or today that does that. It's just super interesting because I connect with people without doing much. What is that? That is your charisma. That is your energetic power, like spiritual power, and your experience and the calmness with it. And for men, I find that to be very important, to kind of create space for women that when you just enter a room, they feel safe and comfortable with you there. In my case, it very often is because I am entertaining, I do something, I prove myself, my value by being funny or wise or something. But other people at that same table that can feel the great vibe from someone, it can be I feel the great vibe from someone else, or they feel it from me, they can get triggered by it. Have you ever noticed this, that you get triggered by someone? They haven't said anything, they haven't done anything to you, but yet you get triggered. Why is that? Why do you get triggered? They haven't done anything to you. And you'll be like, nah, it's the way their hair is, or no, it's like the way that they entered the room. They know everything. But that's so interesting. You already judged that energy, and I experienced this myself. Someone enters the room and they trigger you. I invite you to be very curious about that person. Instead of having a terrible behavior or being like a fool to them just because you don't like their energy and they're triggering, why don't you use your curiosity to find out what is it about them that I don't like that is mirroring something within me that I don't like? Because that's what happens. You see something, you get annoyed by it. It's either your body telling you, last time I met someone like that and they triggered me, I felt I was in somewhat of an emotional danger or a physical danger or any type of thing. And I find it very interesting to be curious about that instead of just being triggered and be like, they're stupid and they're annoying or they're doing this wrong and look at their clothes. They look like a clown, whatever it is. Instead of judging, be very curious, because what they're trying to show you without them knowing is what is it about you that you don't like or don't respect. So that's one side of it. Another side of it is the attraction you have to other people. What is it that they have that you want more of? Or what is it that they have that you don't give yourself enough credit for? Why do you feel comfortable with a stranger, complete stranger? Why do you feel comfortable with them sometimes? Usually because there's something about their behavior that reminds you of something good within your network, within you, that you feel comfortable with. At least there's something that's connecting the dots within you to make you feel comfortable. I invite you to think about this next time someone enters the room. Maybe you can enter the room the same way. Enjoy the energy that you have today. Be authentic. Be the version of you that is the utmost you. It doesn't have to be the angry one or the happy one. Just be the one in between that is pretty much everything. And if it's the happy one that you are the most, or the angry one, be that very person. And dare to be authentic. You will draw in more people that either love who you are or hate who you are. Both of them just recognizes something in you that has value, even though the ones that are annoyed by you think it's not value, it's frustrating or whatever it is, but it actually is value. It's something that can help them evolve and trigger and all these things. You're kind of being their coach in that moment, making them either happy or frustrated. Invite yourself to be more authentic. You will draw in more people that recognizes what you are without you having to say much. It's just the energy you enter with. When you have low energy, some people can pick up on that. Someone like me would be able to, because I'm an empath, meaning I feel the emotion of your frustration or your joy. And I even see the potential you really haven't opened for. If you long to be seen and understood like that, you can comment coaching down below, and I can help you you can even book me. That's much easier to say. Go to markbarner.com/booking or /coaching, and you can hire me for 30 minutes or 1 hour, and I do an intuitive reading of you and your energy and what's going on in your life. I can see the potential that is lying right in front of you that you don't know how to get to, and I can tell you what to do to get there and live out your full potential. And maybe it'll even surprise you that is something that you didn't know you had potential of becoming or being or feeling. Anyways, let's get back to the story. And I want to share with you, if you can be more authentic, you will draw in more people. In the beginning, you're going to say, but my old friends hate me when I do that. Well, if the old friends do not accept from who you are, like the real you, that part of you that actually is also you, maybe it's an invitation for them to either work on themselves or stop being friends with you. You don't want friends that cannot accept the full version of who you actually are. Another invitation, the people who then are drawn to you can be surprising and like new friendships and all these things. But all in all, it serves your highest and best good always to be authentic. It doesn't mean speak your mind even if it makes people sad. No, speak your mind. Respect that it can make people sad and tell them, my intention is not making you sad, but can I share the truth I feel about this? Will you be able to hold space for that? You don't have to say it like that, but will you be able to listen to my opinion in this situation? And you will realize the more authentic you are, the more beautiful things and change and transformation you can make in the world. You can actually have a huge impact in the world by doing exactly that. I hope this will give you a little bit of guts to actually be the version that you are always meant to be, because hiding yourself and pleasing everyone else with someone that you're not is very unauthentic, and it's not who you are. It's a skill you learned, and that's beautiful. You have a lot of skills you learned, and you will definitely use them now and then to get out of situations or to get into situations. But all in all, the best thing you can do is serve your highest and best good, and that would be to dare to speak your mind in a loving, calm way. It doesn't mean you have to tell everyone everything that you're thinking or feeling. It just means that if you feel it has value sharing something, you dare to do it, even if it's a little bit scary. Anyways, I hope to see you in a coaching session by comment coaching down below or going to markbarner.com/coaching or booking. I'm sure you'll learn a lot of stuff about yourself in a session like that. I know hundreds of clients of mine have done that. Have a wonderful evening, and I send you lots of love. See you soon.